TV animation was...
A friend of mine owns a gallery in New York, Ken Sanzel. I got a call from him, and he said there was a guy that was looking for comic books that sold, and that seemed off of the mainstream. And, that's certainly all I've ever done.
What are you doing to me?
Showing you the truth.
Stop this! It hurts!
And we were able to make something using limited styles of animation and putting some computer-generated stuff at the beginning and end. People go, wow, that was a real strong beginning, and it ended real strong. I didn't notice that. A lot of things didn't move and slid across the screen.
Hello?
The others cry out for you, Julie Winters. Their screams of agony are the kisses that I place along your neck.
Your guy with the middle finger for a claw, nobody's gonna, this is it. This is your only chance is these guys. Try to make it happen here or do your book, But yeah, there's really no other place that would be disturbed enough to want to do that,
Get out of this car at once and finish him!
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a heavy-hearted Ink and Insights, man, where we're going to pay tribute to the late, great Sam Kieth. We just got word that we lost him about 10 days ago now on the 15th. And just an artist who was hugely influential for me as a comic kid growing up, and one of the first dudes who made weird super cool. And we just had to pay homage to one of the greats. As always, I'm joined by my homie E from 9 Panel Grid. E, what up, brother? How are you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Heavy heart right now, obviously, because this guy was so influential to it's just formative to my evolution of comic book appreciation at a time where I absolutely needed it. One of a kind, just one of a kind, man. And I'm really excited to be able to honor him and talk about his work and hang out with you, man, in our wonderful chat.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So many great people in the building already. I just want to show some love real quickly before we get into it. We are gonna start with one little bit of news and then get into our comics before we start our Sam tribute. But I want to say what up to everybody in the building already. We got War God, R.I.P. Sam. Hell yeah, good to see you,
Absolutely.
brother. Life is too damn short. Amen to that, brother. That is the truth. Derek Neiman in the house. Derek, what up, man? Thank you for coming through. Sam was so talented and unique, he says. His legacy is incredible and will live forever. Amen. You can see his influence, I think, throughout the comic book community. So many creators, just putting in their 2 cents for how much he means to them throughout this week, man. It's been beautiful to see the outpouring of love for Sam. Truly goes to show you not only his character, but his artistic reach. We got Rooster in the building. What up, bro? Good to see you. How are you? Hope you're doing well, man. Happy new comic book day. Thank you for joining us. We got Pete in the building. What up, bro? Good to see you, man. Bob in the building. What up? Bob says RIP. And thanks for doing this tribute. It's nice to have this. Not everybody in my day today gets how much someone like Sam means to comic book fans. Hell yeah, bro. Well, we are definitely 2 of those people, man. Hugely influential, like I said earlier, but we will get into it, all that. We got Brother Joe in the building. What up? What's going on? Not another show. I love it. Don't tell nobody. Bro Joe, good to see you, man. I appreciate you tuning in, even though I know you got wrestling on. Thanks for coming through, man. All of y'all, appreciate you guys for coming through for our tribute to Sam. But before we get to that, let's talk about a couple current events. We had a great week of comics, but we also, last night.
Oh,
talk to me, bro. Episode 1 dropped. Born Again season 2. We're out here. How we feeling? If you guys know, he is a diehard Matt Murdock Daredevil fan. So yeah, good to see it paying off these days. But I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no. I feel so good right now, man. It made me re-up on my Disney Plus subscription. It was well worth it. I was really happy that I did that. I don't want to get too spoilery. It's still fresh out there, but good God, did this feel right, man. It felt like a step up from that first season that we got. And we knew it was Frankenstein together a little bit. So, some episodes were better than others. This one, just no notes, just perfect.
Yes.
Keep doing this.
Absolutely. So well written. Love the pacing. Love the action from the jump. Love what it's saying about complicity. I don't want to get too spoilery either, but I think it's just it's doing so many great things out of the gate, and the stakes already feel enormous. So can't wait to see where it goes. But yeah, dude, great to see all the cast back at it. Anybody you're especially fond of in this cast, like that we're working with now in season 2? These regulars?
Dude, oddly enough, I'm excited to see what they do with the character of BB Urich, who I didn't really care for in the first season. It felt very hamstrung, and I wasn't sure if it was an existing part of the season that they tried to make work for season 1, or if that was an addition that they pushed in there. And now I feel like maybe it was an addition, but it was like really hard to make work. And in this one, I'm like, ooh, this feels kind of essential in like a really good way. So
Yeah.
And plus Ben Urich is like one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. So if you're gonna have some kind of Urich lineage in there, like yes, please. Yeah. How about you though?
I loved it, man. Yeah. I thought it was a great. I'm kind of tight. We only got 1 episode, but I know we're getting 2, I think, next week, right? So I like that. I like that, switching it up a little. I can respect it. So yeah, man. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like I said, so well written. Like you said, last year they had to come in and deal with some things that were already there, and you definitely felt that in some episodes more than others. But regardless, I think they did a good way of like, blending those themes. But here, with the fresh start and everything, you can feel it. And yeah, I just love the MA level that we're going to keep this at.
Yeah.
And it's not a reach, or they're not pulling punches in that respect. So I really like that aspect of it, because I feel like that you need that in a Daredevil, for a Daredevil story to really hit home. So
yeah, and in the first season of Born Again, some of it felt a little bit, shoehorned in. Like we got to up the MA-ness of it, whether it was like the language or the violence, and so it felt very whiplashy, but not in this. In this one, it does those things, but it feels right. And I don't know what that is, right? Like I guess you just have to watch it, and it's one of those gut instinct kind of things. Either it feels natural or it doesn't, and this felt very natural.
Oh yeah. Yeah, good stuff though. Can't wait for next week. Gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I will say this. I already have predictions for how this season is going to end. And I'm not I'll tell you later backstage here. I'm not ready to say it on stream yet, but I need you to hold me accountable when the season ends, so we circle back around to it.
You're usually pretty good with the predictions, I will say, man. So I'm excited to hear what you got.
My Magic 8 Ball is on point.
Yeah. No, you're pretty solid with it. Dude, let's talk about this past week of comics, man. I'll let you spin the wheel first. What do you want to talk about first? Obviously, Next Level drop.
Kidding.
Huge moment for DC.
Okay, I'm going to buck what I would normally do, which is going to be talk about like, my favorite book that happened to come out that week. I need your help here. I read Batwoman, and it was the book that I was, without a shadow of a doubt, the most hyped for. I was just ready. Greg Rucka is like one of my favorite writers. He tackles crime in a really great way. Danny on interiors, coming off of Invisible Man, just felt so good, and being able to see her tackle a super heroic character and maybe keep it a little bit more grounded, a little bit more gritty. And dude, I was so lost. I won't say that it was a bad book, but my expectations were like through the roof for the storyline, and I cannot tell you where we started or why we started where we started, what the progression of the story was. Did that happen currently? Was that in the past? And who are these people? And so I have so many questions, Stu.
I can't answer your questions in that sense because it was confusing. All right, so here's the part that wasn't confusing. Like the whole bit with her sister and that Alice character, and quoting passages, like that's an established Rucka character, right? And, Kate's sister, as it were. and they've gone at it before. I was confused to the point as well. I was confused as well to the point where I didn't know if he was picking up on the past story, and like that's that is an acclaimed run. It's why he got the gig. It's
like
its
10
own
years
thing.
old now, right?
Exactly. Like, so I was confused as like, and that sense as to like what we were doing. So yeah, I do things I did love though. Danny completely knocked it out of the park. I think did not have a single miss on the whole book. I just loved everything she did. I love how Greg put it in Greece. Where she's from. I think that's bringing that to an artist's home and giving her those roots and influences to pull on, I think is going to be extraordinary. I think Robbie said this, that he's surprised, that Rucka went back to the past like this, especially for Next Level and doing something new with the character, that he was of these 3 new releases, this was like kind of the most confounding, because he also was excited. But yeah, he was, and I agree with him, because it is kind of like a curious choice, because you got a clean slate here, and you can bring in that character, of course, eventually down the road. But this felt like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it felt like
give me a
we're
little bit
picking
of
up. It felt like we're picking up in the aftermath of like their last their epic showdown or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I needed, man, like I needed one of those old school Marvel pages where it had the double gatefold cover where it gave you all the characters and previously on.
Yeah.
I needed one of those, definitely.
But that's not it's not what Next Level should be, though. You know what I mean? And the other 2 books definitely weren't that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what was your very, very favorite Next Level book then, coming out of Batwoman, out of Lobo and Deathstroke? Which one? Deathstroke.
Deathstroke blew me away, dude.
Yo,
that book was effing amazing, man. It was so good. Like I mean, that was one of the earliest books that I read for the week. And it was the one that I was thinking about as I was finishing up the last book. And I was just like, man, this thing, it was so, it did all the things that I wanted Batwoman to do. It established this character, caught me up on their personality traits. Because again, like DC was always the redheaded stepchild for me. I was a Marvel zombie for the longest time, so I'm playing catch up with a lot of these characters. But dude, it just did everything to catch me up on the character and tell me what makes them tick, what makes them work, and what the mission truthfully is going to be for that character. Deathstroke, which is like, it's just perfect. It might be my favorite thing that I've ever read by Tony Flees, like without a shadow of a doubt.
Hell yeah, dude. I loved it. I'm still, part of me is just my heart belongs with the Priest run. I don't know. And like, that was like one of those runs I got into when I was getting back into comics during COVID. And I just like, I have all the trades, and I don't know. I just really fell in love with the way Priest wrote it, and his depiction of like not only Deathstroke, but his family and stuff like that. So some of it like worked for me. I did love the Wintergreen bit. And dude, I think what is it, Carmine Domenicano?
Carmine Di Giamatti. Oh man, now I'm gonna mess it up.
I'm brutalizing it. Yeah, absolutely incredible job on the artwork. I mean, through and through. I was blown away. I've seen their stuff before, but I think this was something else. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like weird. It's kind of hard for me when I look at the 3 Next Levels. Like they all were solid. I don't know if any of them carried like an absolute type of weight for me or anything like that. I don't know if I was wrong expecting that, but I was really like with some of these creators and these titles we had matched up. I was really excited for one to kind of just like completely blow me out of the water. And I don't know, they were all, I think, really solid entries, and some even great, but like I don't know if anything was like truly thrilling to me. You know what I mean? Does that, well, I don't want to undersell it, because they were all great books, but like I don't know. Maybe James Herron and his Etrigan book, maybe that's going to be the one.
Because you love that character, man. It's your favorite, especially when they start rhyming. But dude, what about Lobo though? Okay, so let's just burn through these, right?
That was incredible. Like, dude, Jorge was
What I really loved about it is that I feel like Scotty very consciously for the last maybe more than the last couple of years, right? But he's been in writer mode. Like, I'm a serious writer, and I take him seriously now. Like, he's done a really good job at like conveying that. But I feel like this is like Scotty if you like stabbed him in the heart with an adrenaline needle, and he's just like, I'm alive, and he just starts writing and like harnessing all of his Scotty energy that we know he has because we've seen the man. This is like pure, unfiltered, unadulterated Scottiness, and I think that's what Lobo needs.
This is Scotty at the art auction, as you like you kind of hit it too in your review.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I think Nick said it in the back chat after reading this one. You could just spend, hours with some of these pages with Jorge and these details he put into it. It's just absolutely how he gets this stuff done on any type of like feasible timetable to me is incredible, because like stuff like this and what he did with Ain't No Grave with Scotty, it's just like, man, that silent issue, some of the things he does with his storytelling is just so beautiful and unique. He's got such a raw, awesome style. So I love that he's kind of like the guiding hand here. Obviously Scotty said he wouldn't be doing it without him, but I think Deathstroke moving forward though is the one I definitely have the most hope for. I think it's going to be and I just love that's the way Snyder pitched it to these guys, make it like these are characters you created, keep in mind their history and what they're known for, of course, all that stuff, but like make it like a creator-owned thing. Keep that energy about it. So
imagine that, and that makes good comics. Shocker.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And I think they're all gonna be solid series, man. Regardless of your tastes, but I think Deathstroke. I think we can agree that that's the number one. I think I'm there with you. When I look at it in retrospect, after sitting with it for a while. But regardless, I'm excited for the next wave, and I think it's it's success all across the board for them. It's something new and exciting. On that note, I just want to shout out Catwoman. Shout out my boy Nick, who pushed me to check this one out. I've just really been enjoying this book, man. Excellent art, good storytelling. I love the characterizations going on. They're not trying to do anything too crazy with it. It seems simple and stripped down, and I'm here for it. So I think the last 2 issues I just picked up and read. Y'all check it out. Give it a shot. Catwoman's been pretty impressive so far, and the covers have been impressive for a long time. So
it's still Torrin on writing, right?
Let me check, dude. I was just gonna. Yes, it is. I was gonna check I wanted to shout out the artist right quick. But yeah, definitely Torrin Grunbeck writing it. But,
okay, cool.
Do you talk about Geiger real quick while I get this artist?
Oh, Geiger is fantastic. So it's hard though, because like I wanted to. This is a worth mentioning book through and through, but it was a fantastic worth mentioning book. There's not a lot that happens though. What it really is like an exploration on Tariq not being the glowing man for the first time in what are we at, 16 or something like that, a handful of issues. We've never really seen him be chill, and he was chill, and he was jovial, and he was fatherly, and it was really cool seeing that side of him, because he's been so stoic and so closed off, and it was nice seeing that there's a different side to this character, whether it is him tapping into the past or truly changing as a character moving forward, or maybe a combination of the two. But it was really awesome seeing that with the St. Louis Strays, and reading stories to them again. Like, most people don't read a Geiger book to like, let me watch this dude read children's stories, but I was here for it. It was awesome. I think this was a really fantastic, well earned and needed type of issue.
Yeah, it's just been such a damn good book, man, through and through.
Yeah.
Ever since they picked up this second volume, like ever since they came back, it's just been like so solid, and they've done such a great job with the artwork. They've rarely had substitutes, but when they do, they knock it out of the park. And the storytelling, whether it's like an epic issue that could stand alone. There's an epic showdown action issue, introducing a new character, just throwing the time tank in there, like whatever they choose to do, you're here for it. Whether it's slow or fast paced, it's always worth your time and your investment, man. So it's just a book that continues to pay off with just great storytelling, great comic booking. Just, man, Johns is doing the damn thing on that one.
Yeah, the unnamed universe for me is the absolute strongest part of the Ghost Machine whatever umbrella. I think that what they're doing in that world and how they're developing it just works so well.
Yeah, man. That baby's the anchors though,
Oh yeah.
It's nice like seeing the crossover too, like characters like Junkyard Joe getting down.
Yeah.
Dude, book that really rocked my world. Ultimates number 22. Holy shit.
Here, hold on. Let me crack my neck and get ready to talk about this.
Nice. Holy shit, right? Like what? So did you think that was, first of all, let's talk about the ending, right? Because I got to get to the ending.
Yeah, spoilers, everyone.
Yeah, spoilers, guys. Steve breaks Bucky's neck and decides to end his friend's life after saying he'll always be there for him. But what did you think about that? Did you feel like it was true to Steve? Like at the end of the day, it felt like a little bit of yeah.
I really did. If it was
man, I'm conflicted with it.
If it was nothing more than the fight, just like Red Skull, I'm an evil dude, and then Steve does that, then no. But when the mask is removed and you see, old man Buck basically, and he explains the world that Steve did not get to experience and the trials that he had to go through, and it just, everything, right? Like the torturous nature of his existence. It just, yes, I think that Steve in that moment, I hate to say it, it was kind of like putting a dog down, It was like, I'm doing this person more of a service by doing this.
Because he thought that, there's no redemption. There's no path of redemption for him. Like, he can't be reprogrammed at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the difference, right? And I'm so glad, and I called this out in my review of it too. I'm so glad that we all did our talk on the Winter Soldier, because having that knowledge, like intimate knowledge of Bucky who was brainwashed, and then reading this, Bucky who was not brainwashed, Bucky who made choices based on the world that he, basically became an old man in. It's a totally different experience, absolutely different, and again, that's what I think made the ending earned for me, is that these were willful choices that Bucky made, or earned or not, where that's in the eye of the beholder in this terrible Ultimate Universe. But that's why I think that Steve was justified in doing what he did.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I don't know. It's still, I definitely see your point, and I see the way Camp constructed it throughout this comic was beautiful. The way I love those passages where he was talking about how the words, at first they're just ridiculous words that you don't believe, and then you slowly start to believe them, and they actualize and become part of your life, etc., etc. I thought the way that they showed his transformation was brilliant, but it's tough for me there at the end, regardless. Even with, like you said, the past, the Brubaker and everything, hope that he could still redeem himself. It's just, I don't know. It's wild.
Yeah. A little bit, but awesome issue. Like totally earns the build.
Dude, it's incredible. I don't even care how we're gonna land the plane at this point. I just love these like. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what character it's going to focus on, what backstory or previous little breadcrumb it's going to connect with. You know what I mean? It's just it's been such a fantastic ride. Just one of the best that Marvel has given us over the past couple years. So
yeah,
can't say enough great things about this book, man. Yeah, and Juan, dude, this issue was like, I thought Juan was like one of Juan's very best. Juan for Gary, shout out.
Yes, it made all the difference with him being back, because I didn't realize I missed it, and then I got it back, and I was like, oh yeah, that's That's right. This book can
Yeah.
it can look amazing.
Dude, how it made me laugh in the worst way. I know I'm going to hell. But when the Cap and the Ultimate Squad is outside the Red Skull like base or whatever, and they're trying to find their way in, and they're talking about what they got to face on the wall, and there's soldiers there with babies as vests. They got little baby vests.
Yeah,
I was fucking dying, dude.
I was not dying. I'll tell you that much. I was just like, that is brutal. That is like,
it is brutal, but like after you know, come on. It made me fucking laugh though. I don't know.
I mean, I feel better about myself telling everyone that Steve was justified, which was the equivalent of me putting every friend on notice. Like, you come correct, otherwise.
Oh, well, I'm the bad guy because I'm laughing at baby vests.
Yeah, exactly. But you're the bad guy. I feel better now.
Fair. I'll wear that. Man, I got a bunch of comments.
Yeah,
we had Plagas in the building. What up, Plagas?
What up?
Hell yeah, here for the long haul. Good to see you, bro. Thank you for coming through. Sorry I missed you earlier. Omega in the building. What up? Good to see you, bro. Thank you for coming through. War God just read Born Again. First 4 issues were masterful. Dude, Mazzucchelli, huh? It's like the most delicious meal you've ever had in your life. It's between that and year 1, I could just gape at that shit all day long. Every line is perfect.
Yeah, War God, just watch out now, because now you're gonna get that yearning, that calling to get the artist edition of Born Again.
Gotta get it, dude.
1, and like just lean into that feeling. Just do it.
It's so worth it, brother.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Omega says, as much of a Danny fan as I am, I only picked up Lobo to see Jorge and Scotty together again.
There's something magic about those two together. There just really is.
Absolutely. They got the juice for sure.
Yeah.
We got Nick in the building. What up, bro? Happy New Comic Book Day. Just watched Daredevil episode 1. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, let us know.
What's the verdict? Yeah. Bob says Deathstroke was so mad. I know most folks dug it, but it was just mad to me. Nothing but mad sauce from the Bob. What was your favorite? What was your favorite Next Level book, bro? Let us know. Everybody say what up to Nick. Nick says Lobo was fun, but I need substance without amazing art. Batman was confusing but beautiful. Deathstroke was a good overall package. Good story, great art. Yeah, I think he's about on the same page. Yeah. That sucks. Y'all were so lost with Batwoman, man.
It was.
I mean, I was lost myself, but at least I knew who people were. I can imagine that was just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
I was like, wait a minute, Batman's a lady? What's happening?
It felt like a issue 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like definitely. Not even an issue, no, like an issue 6. Like after the first major arc, we're picking up the pieces. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what that issue was all about. Yeah, it was picking up the pieces, and I don't even know what pieces. Were you playing Jenga? Was this Lincoln Logs or these Legos? I don't know what you're dealing with here.
We got Brunson in the house. Raymar Brunson, man, one of the premier comic book artists out there doing it today on Cosmic Lion Productions, man. Y'all check Raymar out. Ghost Man. What else? Detective Pickle. What else you got going on, bro? I know Ghost Man #2 just dropped. Y'all go check out at Art of Brunson on Instagram and YouTube, man. Incredible artist. Raymar, thank you for coming through, bro. Always good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Bob said, I love Geiger, but I switched to trades after 15. I wanted to double dip the floppies, but I got to stick to my diet. Hell yeah.
Dude, I appreciate that.
It's a good one to have in trades regardless. You know, I think it's good collected storytelling. All right. Let's get into it, man. Let's talk about our boy Sam. I wanted to do a career timeline and kind of see into. We're gonna spotlight Sandman #1, the Maxx #1, and some Marvel Comics presents that I love from the Blood Hungry cyber arc. So yeah, man. I just want to talk just off the top. What was your introduction to Sam? What was like your first memory of his art or comic book? Oh hell yeah, go then.
I got a story. Like I
Take
said,
off, bro.
like yeah, Sam's work was formative for me in more ways than one. Not just my comic book appreciation. The first time, well, okay, let me start with this. Like when I became a fan of comic books, I feel like everyone gloms onto like their just favorite thing, right? And for me, it was Jim Lee's X-Men. That poster you got behind you, that was my everything right there, and that's all I cared about. And I, grew older, obviously, and I like my tastes got a little bit different, but pretty much stayed right in tune with like that first wave of Image type of, book, right? And I remember I had to go to, I don't remember what it was, but it was some old folk celebration kind of thing, right? Families were getting together. And I remember like a friend of my grandparents was like, oh, our granddaughter is going to be there, and she also reads comics. So there's two things that are really important there. One, there's another person that likes comics. Two, I was of the right age where I had interests other than comic books, right? So I was like, holy crap, like the holy grail of people I get to like talk to. I'm like, oh my God, what if she likes X-Men? This is going to be fantastic. This is going to be the best thing in my life. She was a little bit older, a little bit wiser, a little bit more mature. And she's like, do you read this book, The Maxx? And I was just like, the big purple man. And she's talking about
Put you on
how nuanced it was and how mature it was and all of the different things that it approaches in this book, all the different subject matter. And I'm like, big pouch gun? No big pouch gun? Like, no, there's no, who time travels in this book? And she immediately was just like, she goes away, because clearly I was an immature imbecile at that point in my life. But that interaction made me circle back around and go find out, like, what is this Maxx book all about? He got no pouches, he got no guns. I have no time for this, right? And then I start reading it, and it blows my damn mind. Like, and I don't even know why it blew my mind, because to this day, I still don't feel like I have a firm grasp on what the Maxx is trying to tell you. But I think that's also an important aspect of it, is that it's not about that. That's not what this book is about. It's going to touch on things, and it's going to, really toy with ideas and talk about some really hard, difficult topics, right? But it's not about those things necessarily. It was just something that, from an artistic perspective, a narrative perspective, it was just something that was so transgressive and so different from things that still to this day that we get. And I think that's a real testament to the work of Sam. But man, if it weren't for that girl at that old folk party, I don't know. Like, maybe I don't stumble upon the Maxx, man. Maybe my comic book appreciation journey takes a hard left, and I'm still out here getting the new Youngblood issue that dropped or something like that. Who knows? It's but it was super important to me at that time. So it was awesome, man. Like, what about you though? What was your on road?
Man, for the Maxx, I definitely had an older homie that was that definitely put me onto that. Shout out my boy Kyle. He definitely put me onto like a bunch of the early Image stuff. But for me, it was Marvel Comics Presents, man. Wolverine. Definitely just grab me from the jump. I was always a fan of Cyber. And that's he called us Genesis and that shit. And yeah, just his take on Wolverine was so wild and unique, and it just grabbed me as a kid. I remember having those covers and like not knowing what the fuck was going on in the story, but just being blown away by the art. And still, as an adult, it's the same thing. But regardless, it's just it just affects me the same way it does now, man. Like when I find a Sam Kieth cover that I don't have in the comic book shop, I feel the same way now as I did when I was a kid. And that's just like the best feeling. It's just, he's just such an ambassador of cool. He always has been for me. And just more so than the other Image books, like it was something that I could attach to and relate to, and just wanted to collect and wanted to have in my life. I don't think anybody coming up in that era who doesn't have some darker Image, who doesn't have some Maxx in their collection is doing it right, man. We got to have that shit, because it's like, that's such an important link to that time back then, and you know, at least for me and where I was in life, and it's, I don't know, man. It's just like Sam's art has always been that, it's always held that, like, you know, childlike nostalgic glow for me, and it's also something always new, always refreshing, and just always badass and cool.
Yes.
Sam he's just so fucking cool.
You know, and he like what's really cool about him too is that if you like Sam, whether you know it or not, you like so many other different artists. He was so unabashed about his own influences. Like
Yes.
when you look at Sam's art, like I wrote it down today because I was really trying to like go back and really think like, dude, you see so much Frank Frazetta influence in his work. You
the
see
musculature and all that shit. Yep.
Yeah, and well, not only that, but as he furthers his, you know, career, like he gets real painterly, right? Like he dives like head first into that kind of thing. You see the transgressive, like underground comic vibe of him, though. He's got that Von Bode kind of vibe to his work as well. He's got Alphonse Mucha, right? He uses that type of French stylistic work, particularly in his paneling. But then going back, like thinking comic book stuff, Bernie Wrightson, you can see
Bernie Wrightson all day long.
Yeah, and like, but the thing is, all four of those artists, like they don't intersect. Those Venn diagrams are like they're circles that don't exist in the same universe, except for when Sam Kieth is doing something, and all of a sudden that Venn diagram comes in, and my camera keeps turning off. So anyway, yeah, that's my cue to shut up here.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I love that. Those big four he's always been so vocal about, and I think it's just so present in so many different areas of your work. Like you said, it's such an eclectic mix. Eclectic mix of styles. Oh god, losing it over here. His style is such an eclectic mix of styles and influences. So, but let's get into it, man, and let's first published work, Comico. This was I guess anthology called Primer. We had Matt Wagner as the editor of this guy. I think this is in '83, and you can already see his style kind of present there and forming. Like it's really interesting to see his growth and revolution. It doesn't seem like he made that much of a leap. Honestly, it seemed like he was always kind of trending in that direction. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of crazy to read, going back and reading these interviews, man, how self-conscious, self-deprecating, insecure he was. You know, he really
very much. Yeah.
That was really surprising to read and find out. I didn't really have any idea about that with him. But you know, kind of disheartening to hear because he was obviously such a huge talent.
Yeah, and the thing is, it wasn't like him trying to play down his talent either. Like there was a sincerity behind him thinking that he was less than nothing. It was really kind of a sad state of affairs here because the man was immensely talented.
Oh yeah. But from this gig, he stays with Comico and gets on to Mage. He inks Matt Wagner. This would be his first big gig. What issue was it? I think 6 or 7. But I found, you know, Matt introducing him to readers here in the forward. So dope to see, kind of, you know, his first published work. I had never gone back, but this would be, you know, a theme for him, dude. I always loved the underground route. Always try to keep it raw, real, and fresh. You know, would not hesitate to do a U-turn, and you know, had some great stuff with. We're gonna get into it, but with Dark Horse and Oni, and I just loved his fearlessness to kind of like pivot and go indie. You know, when it called for it.
Yeah, and not to toot my own horn here, being that you know, I'm in California here, but dude was California native. You know, grew up in Sacramento, spent time in the Bay Area and the Oakland area, and you can see that underground comics vibe and influence throughout his entire career. But it makes so much sense knowing where he was in his formative years and how that you know, came to be through all of his work.
Oh yeah. let's get to the first his first breakout work, man. Sandman. He illustrates what the first 6 issues, and then quits the book. But I don't think that was. I think that would have happened regardless, of his decision. Given it just seemed like a definite. It felt like it restrained him a little bit, and it doesn't. It like while the art is brilliant, it doesn't feel uniquely Sam like the rest of his work does. Does that make sense? It feels like they're trying to push him to be something else, and I feel like he felt that way as well, and that's why he quit the book. But obviously, co-created this with Gaiman, a landmark character, movement, issue. All that stuff, going back and looking through this, man, like, these issues, like that one issue where Dream and Constantine have to go and find the pouch of sand. It's just like so many brilliant moments, right? And what I love most really is what he did with this, like, compositions and his panels, and how innovative he was, here in that the fisheye lens that he was pulling off in some of these pages, dude. Like, what?
Well, and that's the crazy thing is that, like, so he co-creates, the character of Morpheus in the Sandman universe with Neil Gaiman, but what we see here is a Sam that is put in a box.
Yes,
this is that version, and that's insane.
Thanks. Yeah. But yeah, so many favorite moments, man. Like I love when the circle got smudged and Dream found his freedom. But like I said, there's a fisheye lens. I mean, how masterful is that? I just love it.
Yeah, because how do you get that perspective without, like, I mean, whatever. I dabble in doodling. I'll say that much. But I can't draw something that I can't see. Like, my imagination doesn't flow that way. Like, how does a person draw in from that perspective without seeing it? With, like, how about that? Like, I mean, I don't get it.
It's incredible. But yeah, it's like you said, I felt like it was, too confining, regardless of the extraordinary things he was doing. But regardless, it puts him on the map, but he quits from here, and he kind of has like a little bit of a freak out, and he doesn't know what he's going to do there for a minute. We got this. Hold on, I got it. We got this Aliens Dark Horse run. You ever seen this, bro?
So no, but while I was, after everything came, all the news came out, of course, I went back and I was just like, wow, like what have I missed from this guy? And when I saw Alien, I was just like, what? Like, he drew an Alien book? Like, how wild would that be? Now, from what I understand, it's probably a similar to Sandman. It's probably a more dialed down version of Sam. It's not unadulterated, like, just Keith magic, but I still want to see all of the craziness that he's able to come up with from that universe, because, like, H.R. Geiger is weird and crazy, just in a way different way. So I want to see those those two ideas smashed together.
Yeah. Great John Bolton covers here, by the way, on the painted stuff. But yeah, I love seeing Sam's style kind of leak through, like there with the paneling and just the way he lays everything out. But from here he goes. He Marvel eventually comes calling, and he first links up. Cartoonist Kayfabe covered this one back in the day with Kelly Jones on inks for the Incredible Hulk. He's got Peter David writing this issue, who he will later do Blood Hungry with, on Marvel Comics Presents. I love, he originally had that cover on the left there. This was he did this. He put this out later with I Before E. This is Fantagraphics. It's a 2-book collection with work from Sam. There's so many like deep cuts, man, that I had no idea about. That I got to get my hands on now. You ever read this Incredible Hulk issue though? Between this fight with him and Mr. Hyde, basically Hulk and Mr. Hyde on a moving train.
Dude, I dug Peter David's Incredible Run Hulk way back in the day, like when I was a youngster. So like I probably did read this, but like it is nowhere near fresh in my memory.
Yeah, but it's wild. You see, again, Sam, all those elements of Sam, those like glittering eyes in the darkness. I love the way he uses shadows. Yeah, and then his anatomy, musculature, the posing. You got the great like the posing of the Hulk there on the bottom of the page.
Well,
Signature Sam.
You mentioned shadows too, and one of the things I like about Sam's work, and this cover is actually a great example of that, is that he's not afraid to hide the characteristics of a character, or he's not afraid to like make sure that the face doesn't have to be the focal point of of your hero image. I think that's a really bold idea, and I think that there's not a lot of people that could really pull that off, and Sam can. Like that, the I Before E cover. I mean, it's arguable, right? But to me, that's a better cover than the reinterpretation of the Incredible Hulk. I just think it's just you get the same message, you get the same idea conveyed. You don't need to see the Hulk's face in this. Let's be honest. Like,
no, you don't, and it's great. Like him busting through.
Yeah.
But regardless, I loved this one. His relationship, his friendship with Kelly Jones would be like one of his strongest and most fruitful, I think, collaborations throughout his lifetime. So cool to see those two together on this issue. From there, we're gonna go talk about my spotlight, y'all. This is Marvel Comics Presents. We're literally, the last issue we had was the fucking end of Weapon X from Barry Windsor Smith. That's what this man is chasing. Okay, like. We're up against the GOAT, and he delivers, not only with these epic covers of this feral frontier-like Wolverine and all these, crazy different poses, half hanging off of cliffs, fighting cyber, just looking awesome and gnarly, and in every single one. But we have this blood-hungry 8-part arc going on. Peter David wrote, which basically has cyber hunting Wolverine, gets him into this hits him with the hallucinogen laced claws, and Wolverine goes on this trip where he doesn't know up from down what is what, and we don't know what the hell is going on with readers, but goddamn is it beautiful to look at. And I just included not all of the covers or images, but just some of the early part. I just love that, not only the creation of cyber that we get here in this issue, but just the showdown between the two that Sam gives us, and how Wolverine gets sliced and diced literally into layers. And I just always love the way he did action, man. And
I was gonna say there's a great motion is something a lot of artists do well. There's just something unique about the way that he does it, though. There's like he has a really good way of conveying the weight behind something, like particularly that swing, like when you were showing the alien page up there, when they're swinging his gun around to like blast at the alien. There's something unique about the way that he does that makes you really feel the impact, particularly of these ginormous, muscular, crazy, individuals that he's drawing.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to find the.
Oh my god, I love that page so much.
Right,
someone out there owns that, and I'm so jealous.
And it's like this is the thing, is like these are, half shitty scans with the colors all wrong in them and stuff like that. Like his stuff always looks so much better in black and white, man. It's incredible. Like. Not that the colors who worked on his stuff were bad, or the inkers or whatever didn't know what they were doing, but like, man, his stuff in black and white was something to behold.
Yeah,
but yeah. Just there you go again with like Wolvie taking up the whole page.
There's something really weird about Sam too, that like we throw out compliments for great art all the time, right? And we say there's like a checklist of words that you use: kinetic, dynamic, blah blah blah. Sam has like the weirdest compliments that you could pay. Like, nobody draws upper arm hair quite like Sam does. Like, I can't say
That's
that
so
about
true,
anyone, but it's like
That's so true. Yeah, his upper arm hair is like not to be fucked with. That's
It's
so
on
true.
point.
Wrong one. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, but I love this like here it is, him going at it with Cyber, and I just love him getting, cutting the layers down there in the middle of that. But again, the covers, man. I mean, absolutely insane. He was doing insane Ghost Rider and Cable covers on the other side. And then we got the Wolverine and Venom covers when we get into the 100s. But his run went from something like, I want to say it was issue 85 to like 119, where he
did it go that far? One night, I knew it was after.
Yeah,
like
119 might be a stretch. That might be a little bit far, but it's in the one, like, it's somewhere in between like one. I want to say like 116 and like 119 or something like that.
Bro, that's
Because
more.
I know
That's more comics than most
run.
people get nowadays on a regular run of a popular freaking book.
It's absolutely insane.
Unless your name is Jorge Jimenez, in which case you just stay on Batman for a lifetime.
Oh, wait,
and I'm not mad at that either.
So
while you're looking that up,
I think it's 112. My bad, 112. But
dude,
regardless,
still,
85 to 112. Me?
Yeah.
Every single cover.
Well, and this cover that you're showcasing here is another example of what you and I were talking about here when it comes to shadows and, again, not being scared to not showcase the character, right? Or making sure that you're showcasing the things that are going to really drive that whatever, the feeling home, because that's what he's doing.
All right, brother. Let's from here, he gets a call from Jim Lee, come over to Image and do your own thing, man. Let it all hang out. And Sam does. And he wanted to go over Maxx #1. We can't be mad at this choice, y'all.
No.
Like I think one of my favorite comics, one of the comics I've always had in my collection, multiple copies of. But yeah, dude. Talk about this one, and it's I'll go through the art, as you talk about its massive impact on you.
Yeah, it's insanity, and it starts on page 1. Like who? I mean, this screams 90s Image right now. Like Maxx, chung, and like someone tried to explain that panel work to me. Like make sense, because it doesn't at all. But I don't care. Everything about it works. If you don't know what Maxx is about, it's really like this. It starts off as a trio of characters. There is the Maxx, who is essentially a homeless person who masquerades as a superhero in our real world, but in his maybe possible hallucinations, he goes to this dreamlike world of the outback, where he is like the protector of who is his psychiatrist in the world. Well, not even a psychiatrist necessarily, his social worker in the real world. Yeah. And she is a jungle queen there. He's the protector. And you just keep kind of navigating and shifting through these worlds. And it's beautiful. All the while, there is the quote unquote villain of our story, who is Mr. Gone, who is all kinds of different shades of bad and wrong and nuanced.
My bad.
Spoilers.
Whoops. Damn.
Yeah. I don't know how much I want to say, because there's trigger words on YouTube. But Mr. Gone's a bad dude, a very nuanced dude, a very bad dude though. Yeah, but so the first issue is really about the introduction of our characters, and I think I saw Rooster Blue say it in our chat here. Yeah, lots of Looney Tunes. It has big Looney Tunes-esque violence that just like seeps through every single portion of this storyline. I mean, Maxx, I remember, like, so part of it, and it's something we showcased on an earlier episode of Ink and Insights too, when we were talking about the Maxx TV show, right? Or no, it was our favorite cartoons. And yes. I love that scene where Mr. Gone is threatening him. He's like, I have this hostage here. Don't make me do it. Yeah. And the Maxx just destroys him, just kills him in that moment. And Mr. Gone's like, you killed my hostage. Like,
Yeah.
you killed him. That's the kind of book that you get with the Maxx. It is weird and wild and wonderful and zany. Yeah, it's one of them that, man, I don't envy you if you need to finish your run of this at this point. It took me a long time, and issue 35 is particularly hard to get. It took me years. It was just the last Heroes Con that we went to where I was finally able to finalize that, which is funny. A lot of people go to Heroes Con looking for big boy books, and there are people out there looking for their Hulk 181s. There's a lot of people looking for their X-Men ones. Not this guy. I was out there looking for this guy right here, Maxx 35 here, that finalizes the series. Man, it's just it's a weird trip of a book, and I think, in my opinion, issue 1 really does set the stage in a beautiful way that just
It
really
does. It's a solid first issue for like as much shit as he gets about his storytelling. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and it wasn't even him at this point. It was William Messner-Loebs.
Messner-Loebs.
Yeah,
I thought he was doing the dialogue mainly. Well, I guess he was doing, because like Sam was telling him his ideas, and he was basically translating that into.
It was kind of like Rob Liefeld writing his stories, and then Jeff Loeb was the plotter, or vice versa, however that works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Alan Moore did an issue. Issue 21 or something.
Yeah, it was right after our first arc finishes. So like the first 20 issues is you couldn't stop at the first 20 issues and be satisfied, but then they kind of pivot and change with another character being like our primary antagonist, and they have their own version of the Maxx, and it gets maybe we need to do like a full Maxx video, but like, yeah, it gets wild and zany more so than I can ever begin to explain right here, right now.
No, I like when we got didn't we get the backstories inside the first arc, like a little bit later down the line?
Well, we get
some
inklings.
characters. Yeah,
like we understand who we don't really understand who the Maxx is until much later, and even at that point, I'll be honest, we still don't, but we understand like the influence and manifestation through Julie, his social worker, and some of the traumatic events that have happened in her past and her childhood, like the bunny, which she brought in and who's her mother killed, so lots of stuff going on there.
All right, let's watch another clip before we get into our casting call.
Let's do it.
TV's next oddity.
My mind wanders across all the lonely, misguided people in this dark city.
It's wet, dark and wet.
Full of people who are experts at avoiding reality.
It's the kind of weather that penetrates. Dark and wet.
With good reason. I'm not sure any of us wants to know what goes on out there at 3 a.m.
I did it all for you, Julie. The pain, the sex.
Best not to think about it. Just push it down and go on. Lots of other people could use my help, but somehow I always come back to old Maxx.
He's big, he's purple, he's heroic. He just may be out of his mind. The Maxx. Ruler of the jungle, scourge of the city. Journey to worlds undreamt of with the Maxx. You've never seen a hero with feet this big. Premieres Monday at 10.
Was that Nine Inch Nails?
Is Julie Winters.
Yeah, it
She's
absolutely
a freelance
was.
social
Let's
worker
go.
and a leopard queen. This is the Maxx. He's a delusional homeless guy and the scourge of the jungle. This is Mr. Gone. He's a serial murderer and a package of modeling clay. After that, it gets complicated. MTV's Oddities presents The Maxx, premiering Monday night at 10. You've never seen a hero with feet this big.
Let's go,
Dude.
Take me back.
That made me feel good actually, because I was talking about the Maxx and I'm sitting there going, you are rambling and you don't make any sense whatsoever. And then I hear them say what they said in the commercial. I'm like, no, wait, I think I did okay.
Yeah, you did, bro. All right, my man, let's get into it. We decided to cast the Maxx, y'all. We did 4 parts from the book. We did Maxx, Mr. Gone, Julie, and Sarah. So I'm gonna let E go first, man. Talk about your Maxx pick. Sorry, I spoiled it for y'all a minute ago, but if you weren't watching, Dave Bautista.
Dave
I love
Bautista.
it. I love it.
Yes, Maxx is not he's not the brightest character, but he's earnest and he is definitely well-intended character, but man, he is dumb as a box of rocks, but he's got to be big, he's got to be gruff, and he's got to come with that gravitas. I think that Dave Bautista, I don't want to shoehorn him into a part that I feel like he's kind of played before, but he's got a little bit of a Drax quality to him, and I feel like that Drax voice, which is really just Dave Bautista's voice, would ring through for the Maxx. I could see him, saying the things that the Maxx would say in these circumstances.
Love it. Good pick. I'm going Rory McCann. Game of Thrones.
Oh,
we got the
okay.
We got the tough exterior, but we got the soft, vulnerable side at the same time. I think our boy could pull it off. Great voice, gruff voice. We could go all sorts of different ways with it. I feel like he can definitely do an American accent or whatever he needs to do. I always thought Sam was Australian for a good portion of my childhood because of the Outback. Did you?
Well, I mean,
or British or something. And plus, how he spelled his name, and it always tripped me out when I found out he was from Cali.
I wouldn't be surprised if I heard any of this stuff about Sam Kieth. Like, I mean, he presented himself as an enigma, so it's like, yeah, of course. Why not? Because why would you pick the Outback? Everything seems so out of left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, bro. Moving on. Mr. Gone. I love your pick right here.
Oh, dude. Brett Gelman, who most people probably know from Stranger Things as Murray, but he's done really great things in a show called Love on Netflix. Check that out. Always plays a dirtbag type of character. He was also in Fleabag. That was an Amazon thing. He plays a part, and that part happens to be very, very much like Mr. Gone. Oh yeah, by the way, bald, bearded, black hair. Check. Yeah, that's he was just the right dude for the right part for me.
Well, I had to go with somebody sly, slick, sophisticated. This guy's gonna, do a lot of speaking. Whose voice do you want to hear? Willem Dafoe, man. I had to go Dafoe.
Okay.
I had to go Dafoe. I do like your pick though, man. I think he's already got so much going for him, but I want to see Willem in this row. Yeah. Give him the get up and let's see what happens. I think he could totally inhabit Mr. Gone.
I was gonna say, what level of crazy do you need Dafoe at for this part, though? Because he's got a lot of levels of crazy. We've seen a lot from this man. Is
Depends
he
on what
crazy?
I don't know. What are we asking for story wise? You know what I mean? Like, what do you? That all depends where we're going.
Okay, all right.
Next up, dude, you're Jillian. What's her last name?
Jacobs. Yes.
Jacobs,
so. Yeah, Jillian Jacobs. I know her from the TV show Community. She was also in that show Love on Netflix. I think she inhabits this character as well. Very well-meaning. Very. Oh my gosh, how do I say this? She's focused in like that. So like the social worker is focused in on the Maxx. She has ideals that maybe she strives for, but is not necessarily prepared to take those kind of things on. I feel like she's played similar roles to the character of Julie in the past here. I think she'd be a perfect fit. Looks the part, more importantly, acts the part though, and would already have interactions with other characters that I have cast in the part. So, yeah, Jillian Jacobs.
Yeah, good call. I went with Jodie Comer. Just love her in this role. I think she could pull it off with the looks and also with the all-in attitude, but also the vulnerable side. So I think you need somebody who can pull off a wide range of emotions and things going down. Would you cast Julie the same in the Outback, or would you have it be like another actress?
Oh, okay. I'm glad that you asked that. My answer is yes. I would keep the same characters playing the same parts in the Outback and the real world. However, in the Outback, I think that one of the most vital parts of a movie that's being cast here would be you got to get the Jim Henson Company to do the Outback. all the wild and crazy creatures.
Yo.
I need it to be like the same
Love
creatures
that,
you
bro.
see from Labyrinth or the Dark
Oh my
Crystal.
God.
For moving
Yes.
forward to people like the live action puppeteering that you see in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's what I would want the Outback to look like.
Oh my God. That's incredible. I love that. Hey, can we make that happen?
That would be awesome. Yes. Dude, before you move on though, I know this actress and I can't put a single movie to her credit.
The joint that I loved, the show, that made me think of her was Killing Eve. You ever seen that?
No.
She was in Free Guy. She's been in.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's bad. Yes, I know who it is now. I've seen Free Guy. I'm a loser.
See, I went with your dumb. 28 years later, she's fantastic. And yeah, she was just in that.
Wait,
she's fantastic, dude.
Oh, 28 years later?
Yeah, she's in the latest one from last year.
Okay, gotcha.
Not the latest one, but the one before that.
Yeah.
Not the Bone. What is it called?
The prequel to Bone Temple.
Yeah, just 28 years later. Yeah. All right. Moving along, our last pick, Sarah, you went with
Mikey Madsen.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
good pick.
Thank you. I typed in up and coming actress, black hair, throw it against the wall. Sure, that's the one. I did not have any reasoning on this whatsoever. I've seen her in Once Upon a Time in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She was good in that. But honestly, this was kind of this was a low effort pick. I'm sorry. I think I let everyone down here, but
it's all right.
But I have faith because there was an article that said she's an up and coming actress, so I believe it.
Damn it! I just lost this. Hold on. Let me retrieve my Sarah pick's name real quick.
Oh, see, I don't feel so bad now. You don't even have the name.
Shut up.
It's okay. While you're getting that here, let's see here.
Okay,
We had you got it? All right. We had 62 come in. What up, 62? Nice seeing you.
What up, 62? It's good to see you, bro. Okay.
We had James Phelps hop in, and we had Bobo.
James.
What up?
Bobo.
What up?
What up, y'all? Thank y'all for coming through. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I was so antsy to get to this name because I have no idea how to pronounce that. All right. So this is Gugu Mbatha Raw. I'm sure I murdered that.
I think it was great.
Yeah, man. This is my pick for Sarah. I think, she can do impartial observer with a lot going on. I loved her in Black Mirror. The San Junipero episode was my shit. She's just a fantastic actress. We've seen her in a bunch of shit. She was really good in Loki. I don't know if you remember her in that.
Oh, she was the head of the TVA, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'd like to see her as Sarah. I think she could definitely nail that role. So
when you say you would like to see her as
Don't
Sarah,
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I just didn't remember who she was. That's all.
I love y'all. Jerk offs. All right. We got time, dude. Let's do our Comics of Futures Past before we get into our favorite Sam Kieth covers, which we have like 80 of.
Yeah, we got a lot. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Okay. Comics of Futures Past here, released on March 18th, 1987. Concrete #1, which I didn't previously have any experience with. But Nick from Comic Culture has been working through the entire series of this, and I've been very jealous, and I wanted to start my journey with Concrete because it's one of those characters, like, I feel like there's like a handful of like these 80s indies properties. Luckily, we've been talking about some of these oddities just on tonight's show, but Concrete was one of them, and I wanted to dive into this. And I have to say, issue #1 was like way more earnest than I think I ever anticipated. When you see the story, its name is Concrete. It's about a man who is abducted by aliens and whose brain is implanted into the body of a humanoid rock creature. And you think, man, this is going to be crazy sci-fi aliens. What if they attacked? Like, no. It's about the dude trying to find a personal assistant so that he can continue his writing career because his fingers can't type on the typewriter anymore.
Oh shit.
Like it is like so down to earth for a story about a person that is inhabiting the body of a giant rock monster thing. There's nothing science fiction about it almost whatsoever. Beautiful artwork, great story, totally took me by surprise.
Man,
I think it's
I gotta get it. Yeah, I keep eyeing the freaking back issues at my comic book shop now that Nick keeps talking about it, because I see, you know, there's a bunch of like subsets, you know, all on Dark Horse. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I would encourage you to check it out. Like I said, I've only read issue number 1 so far, but it's made me want to read more because it's just so different. It's so different than anything you would anticipate, and yeah, I think it's worthwhile. So, Comics of Futures Past, Concrete number 1, 1987. Go dig it. Go enjoy it. Let us know your thoughts.
Oh yeah, Bobo is a fan. Oh yeah,
Well, Bobo's got great taste, you know.
As is Pogus. Yeah,
There we go.
I gotta get on it, bro.
Jacob knows what's up here. By the way, Jacob, I know you're an Usagi fan here. We were talking about Usagi last week. I just want to let everyone know after I had shown off.
Oh, dude, I read that issue. It was so damn good.
Yeah, well,
yes,
the 84.
It was so good. Yep.
Yeah, well, okay. I had shown off all my volumes previously. You'll notice this stack is a little bit lighter here because I burned through 3 freaking volumes of this already. Usagi is so good. Let me just say that. Like, if you haven't read Usagi Yojimbo, go do yourself a favor. Good
Man,
lordy, it's so
whoever
fun.
that stand-in artist was, though, that did, like, they absolutely murdered that.
Jared Cullum?
Yeah,
dude,
oh,
fantastic.
My Lord, dude.
It was so freaking good.
It really was.
Yeah.
We got Verno in the building. What up, bro?
What up, Vern?
Splatter Chatter. Good to see you, brother. Hope you were doing well. Thank you for coming through. All right. Like I said, such an easy book to binge. Seriously, hell yeah!
I'm knocking out one a night. Just boom, boom, boom.
Oh yeah! All right, covers of the week, bro. I'm gonna let you go first. Obviously, these are our favorite Sam Kieth covers. Just a few. I love this one. I have this one. I love the dual nature of this one more than other ones, as it's Wolverine trying to hold up the rock and then eventually getting crushed under it when you flip it over. It's so good.
Yes, exactly. There's something magical about all those milestone issues where the hero is holding up the number. I love every single one of them. But there's, again, something magical about when Sam takes it over and tackles that idea, because he does it in such a wonderful way. I can't wait till we get to episode 100, because Lord knows we're gonna have some fun with that with this same type of idea.
Oh, hell yeah. And it's Ghost Rider, dude. This Ghost Rider's so good.
Yeah.
I love, like, the snake, the way he snakes the flame and stuff like that. It's so awesome.
Yeah, well, why should it be like a normal flame? He's
right?
Freaking, spirit of vengeance, for God's sake.
Oh yeah. Dude, this is sick right here. Where is this from?
So obviously, like, part of the Image deal is that you retain the rights to your property, right? So when they reprinted the Maxx, they didn't do it at Image, they did it at IDW. And so every single issue was recolored in the way that maybe Sam originally wanted it to, or maybe he just wanted to have some fun with it. I don't know the story behind it necessarily, but he did new covers for each and every issue. And I talked about his influences previously as well, and you could see the Vaughn Bode influence on this cover work right here. It screams that influence, that underground comic look and feel, that Bay Area comic book vibe is just like emanating from this cover, man. There's the Maxx maximized versions. Go look at all the covers. It was so hard to narrow down, man. But this is one that I definitely wanted to spotlight because it was so different.
Gotta start grabbing those, bro.
Yeah, they're going to be hard to find eventually. Wolverine and Hulk. I remember when this was coming out, when this was actually hitting stands, man. This was awesome. This is so cool. But again, it's just the evolution of an artist and seeing him try new and crazy things while retaining the Sam Kiethiness of it. Like, you can clearly tell, like, it's got those flavors of Wolverine from Marvel Comics Presents, but like look at the paint, or look at the approach on that. I don't know how long it took for him to get these books out. I don't remember if he was a deadline misser or not. I was too young at the time when most of his comics were coming out to feel the impact of that. But man, if he was putting that kind of work out on the regular and just hitting, every single month, just kudos to you, because you could tell the effort that's put forth.
Yeah, I think this was like in the middle of his like hold on, I had it written down. Isn't it? This was like early 2000s, right?
Yes, that sounds right, at least.
Yeah, he came back in early, like he left the kind of burned out with the Maxx and in 98. He comes back in early 2000s with Wildstorm, Zero Girl, Four Woman, Zero Girl for Full Circle from 01 to 03. And then, this is from 02 to 04. He's kind of just doing freelance stuff. This, and he does Scratch with DC. Scratch is like a werewolf story with Batman. Ooh. It's wild. Yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Neither have I, until like I was, going through this stuff for the show. But yeah. And then he comes back in 2005 with DC and does like that Batman stuff. But let's move on to your next cover, bro. Oh, the John Byrne. Oh,
the John Byrne.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Man. But again, you like so that's one of those influences. Like, I don't think he would do this if he didn't appreciate it. Like, I don't think somebody came to Sam Kieth and was like, what if you did an homage to John Byrne? Like, I think that he probably really dug John Byrne's work because it's amazing. And was like, I'm going to have some fun with my version of this. Again, just killer work on Marvel Comics Presents, man. It just, okay. So there's the other thing, upper arm hair, right? But even more so than that, the squiggly torn,
weird squiggly, yes. The like somebody was calling it out in the chat, the squiggly torn fabric, and like all the like the little. I love the way he does like sodded earth, you know what I mean, or like vines or like the little things there on Wolverine's back. Like it's like with the fabric, like he does that with like when he makes vines like that look like tentacles or something like that. I just love the way he brings nature alive as like a monster almost sometimes. It's so cool.
Yeah, exactly. But like the squiggle fabric, man, it makes you wonder. It's like, were the in the Sam Kieth universe, is everyone just wearing crochet things? Because fabric doesn't do that at all.
It's awesome. Damn, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. Again, the maximized Maxx things, like the level of detail,
crazy
in the upper brow of the Maxx character here is just insanity, man. It's like a landscape. It's just it's so good. I don't know what else to say. The lampshade mouth, perfect. The color,
the way the light hit, the way the light hits off of,
so good. Doesn't take much, man. Again, like I feel like people didn't know that this came back, or if you knew, like you hopped on it right away, right? But like, again, the Maxx maximized, redrawing different covers here. Again, this could have come out. I feel like this is something like he could have just had on his sketchbook, and he was just like, but check that out, it's amazing. So now it's a cover. Like what? But that speaks to the vine, like, right? The tree, the way that the tree comes up into the logo itself. Yeah, but also very minimalistic too, right? You don't need a bunch of detail and messy background in this, because the hero image does everything you need it to.
So perfect. I gotta check out that run, dude. I gotta get my hands on that shit. Damn,
dude. I was on eBay prepping, right? Like we're prepping for this, and I was looking at stuff. Let me tell you, the artist edition of the book, there's one on there. It's only like $2,500. So
fuck off. God,
if we wanted to pool our money, maybe we can we could be like Bart and Milhouse fighting over radioactive.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I want to start with some metal ass Batman, Detective Comics. This is when I think he reunites with Kelly Jones and kind of gets this gig doing some covers for Detective. I just love this shit. It's just so awesome, so freakishly ghoulish and like a demon, like an apparition. I love his Batman. Anytime I see it, it always works for me. Yeah,
dude, the outline of the cowl and the ears on there, it looks like he just had like one of those oil pastel markers or whatever those things are. That's awesome.
I need to see that in black and white, dude. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Again, his Joker, dude, just absolutely legendary shit. Just love the way he uses shadows, the lighting, and yeah, the way the composition takes up, that face just dominates the frame in the best way. It's such a striking, like this is one of his, I think, more iconic images when it comes to Batman or the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This he did for a fucking metal band. It's an album cover, and it's just fucking so cool.
Whoa. What?
I love it. Yeah. Damn, I should know their name. My bad. But yeah, he did this album artwork for their shit. It's so badass. Shout out my homie Dez. I saw him talking about this one. So
well, while you're trying to remember the band name, can you refresh our memory on the person who's going to be playing Sarah again one more time?
Nope, not falling for that trap.
Damn it. I tried.
Moving on. Again, his Batman, dude, just so gnarly. So this is like in I think late 2000s, early 2010s when he's kind of he comes back to DC and is doing his own thing on his own terms. He does a Batman Confidential run. He does a little Batman and Lobo two-parter, I believe.
Those are sick. I've seen
Highway to Hell.
Oh.
Or no, I'm sorry. Batman Lobo Deadly Serious is in 07. And in 09, he is doing Lobo Highway to Hell that's written by Scott Ian, who is
that's Anthrax, right?
Yeah, the guitarist from Anthrax. Yeah. Sam Kieth is on art. I want to get those Batman Lobo Deadly Serious, that 2-issue mini though. That shit looks cool as hell. And then 2010 he gives us Arkham Asylum Madness. That's like a fully painted original graphic novel. Hit the bestseller list on New York Times. That's considered like one of his his better, like later works. You know what I mean? Post Maxx. Giant Squid. Thank you, Omega.
Omega always coming through with the freaking data, man.
So sick. So sick. Yeah, man. All right. Let me find my place again. Another great Batman cover. I just love them, man. They're just so epic. Eternal pieces of art.
He's messing with different artistic tools here for sure.
Yes. Like the difference between this and this.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, dude, I'm trying to, is that graphite? Is that chalk? I'm trying to like figure that out, what he is using to make all this happen. It's a different Sam though. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is, and it's so hard to dig up the info and interviews on him. Man, he was so reclusive with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I kind of love the mystery though. It's one of the, I think, few things that are like left in this world, man. Nobody wants a good mystery last, man. That's we gotta let mystery stay sacred.
Yeah, it's too easy to Google things nowadays.
Absolutely, it is way too easy. These are two titles I want to get familiar with. This is the Oni Press time, and this is what he called his Trout-averse. I don't know why it's named after a fish, but I love it. That seems like so Sam. Ojo and My Inner Bimbo. So My Inner Bimbo, I think, was a 4-issue joint. Ojo might have been the same, but both.
Yeah, I don't think it was too much longer.
Yeah, both from Oni. I haven't read either of these, bro. Have you checked either of these out?
Dude, way back in the day, I remember reading Ojo. And it's funny because I feel like this and I don't know, I might be just smashing them together in my head, but I remember reading this and the Hulk Wolverine story at the same time, and both of them centered around a young girl being the in Ojo, I believe it was the protagonist. In Wolverine Hulk, it was kind of like the MacGuffin, but still kind of like the central character to the storyline. And it was just like, it felt like he must have had something to say, right? He must have had some kind of influence at that time, looking for a perspective from a young girl. But that's about the most detail I remember from that time. So I'm gonna have to go back in the Wayback Machine here and pick these up.
Yeah, same. But just love both these covers, man.
That's gnarly. That is
bizarre
so gnarly
and creepy. Hell yeah. which Sam does so well.
Dude, that looks like a heavy metal cover. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found this one way back in a comics interview, a cover, just Wolverine versus the Aliens by Sam. I love this one, man. I love the red background. Love everything about this.
Who wins in that fight?
Yeah. One-on-one, if it's just one, if it's just one, it's Wolvie. I don't know about a whole fucking gang of them.
Okay.
What
I
do you
can't
think?
disagree. Yeah, no, I can't disagree. Just one.
I want to see how the acid reacts to adamantium. Is adamantium impervious to that, or?
I would say so. The only thing that messes up the adamantium is the Muramasa blade. You got one shot, and let me tell you, the alien is not going to be wielding a katana.
Yeah.
But if it did,
still though, I think a horde of Xenos might. I don't know, bro. They might tear that boy in. They might skin that skeleton. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
This one,
Hey!
this made me laugh. Yeah,
I know that book.
Yeah, he gifted me an issue of this at Heroes last year. So seeing this made me laugh. Yeah, this was some of his first work, bro. Early '80s.
That's
there you
crazy.
see his little signature there in the bottom right, doing the cover work. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. Eclipse Comics answer to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love this one again. Another jokey cover. The Pummeler with a bunch of rabbits getting launched out of the bazooka is just so great. I gotta track that one down.
Dude, I feel like there was another one. There was a Wolverine one too. I remember the image of the Wolverine parody, and like each one of his claws is like a different utensil. One's a fork, one's a spoon, or something like that. Yeah.
Did Sam do it?
That's in my head. Yes, I want to say that he did.
Oh yeah. And then he did Toxic Crusaders early on. I had no idea, dude. He did like 3 or 4 issues of this shit for Marvel back in the day, right? This is him on issue number 1.
That feels like a perfect property for him to draw too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna get to the chat real quick. I've been ignoring everybody. My bad, guys. Bobby loves those Marvel Presents. Hell yeah. He was super bleeding edge. Now I'm seeing him painted. His shapes look like he fits a bit more into the Sienkiewicz camp. Yeah, I think he felt like people were trying to box him into that when he was over there at DC, and he didn't want that. So Concrete's an easy book to binge, according to Plagas. We'll have to get on that.
I think you might be talking about Usagi there.
Oh, Usagi. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And 84 was great. Yeah, that Jim Rugg cover is so great, dude.
Yeah.
So great. One of the best variants. Oh, yeah. And Piscord called it phone cord fabric. I love that. That's a great way to put it.
That's so true.
That is so great. Oh, yeah. Beautiful points of focus. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The Batman covers are so dope. Oh, yeah. Wolverine can't lose, says Bobo.
Okay.
Wolverine could have an alien burst out of his chest and he'd be okay the next day drinking a beer. Talk to him, Bobo.
You know, that does make sense, man. He did get implanted with the Brood, and like he couldn't change form, right? Because of his healing factor. So
very true.
Okay,
very true. Bobo's got that Toxic Crusader #1. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, Bobby, I bet you got 5 of them, and you like 4 of them are in the basement.
So many comics I got to track down. Yeah, I got to get time for me to hop on eBay. Hell yeah. I just got a couple more, y'all. The Marvel year in review, the black and white on this. If you guys go out there and find it, I think this is 93. Sam Kieth's black and white art for this is absolutely incredible. That Sabretooth looks just immaculate. And, the Venom on top of him, but just love this cover. And then Blood Hungry. I love this collection. I don't know where it is. I've tried to find this.
No luck. Really?
I gotta hunt it down.
Okay. I'll keep my eyes open for sure.
Yeah, man. I haven't seen it at the shop. I'm sure it's on you. I should probably look on eBay. I haven't looked there yet, but I want to find this one in a while. And usually with Wolverine bucks, you have pretty good luck finding them in a while, but I just love the cyber and the bigger circle. And then man, that hulking Wolverine. Nothing beats that hulking Wolverine from Sam Kieth.
Dude, looking at these images too, like we were talking about the people that probably influenced Sam. Dude, Sam definitely must have influenced Mark Texeira. Like when he did his Sabretooth solo series and stuff like that, there's big time
For
vibes
sure,
in
right?
Sam's work. Yeah.
Artist in conversation. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we hope we did the life and legacy of Sam Kieth proud tonight, guys. We appreciate y'all for joining us. We just wanted to share, these comics and this artwork from artists who really like inspired us, and was such a huge part of my comic book fandom early on. Man, seeing Sam Kieth on the spinner rack was something special as a kid, and like those iconic images of Wolverine into the Maxx, just. If you're a 90s baby, it's hard for him not to have a place in your heart. And you see, I think it's been OD, the outpouring of support, love, remembrances that he's gotten on IG. And you see the effect that he had on artists past, past and present. So we appreciate y'all for joining us. Let's talk about these books we got coming out this week though, man, that we're gonna be getting back to next week, man. We got a good week to choose from. What are you excited about?
There's a ton. This week is so freaking heavy. I'm oddly excited for Superman, Spider-Man, even though the Batman, Deadpool, Batman, were pretty meh to me. As Bob puts it, pretty meh. This one, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's Jorge Jimenez drawing these two characters. Kind of stoked to see what they do with that, though. But come on, my boy Chris Condon's going to bring the freaking fire. I'm really, really excited to read The Peril of the Brutal Dark #2.
Yes.
Let me see. What else is on my list here? The Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre #2. Because why not? Let's continue.
Yeah, issue 1 was wild. Yeah.
It's to say the least, right? Is Ted OK #2 comes out. The continuing story from Dave Chisholm that feels like a Severance book in comic form. Let's see here. Punisher #2 with the Ben Percy joint. I kind of dig it. I kind of dig a Marvel Punisher back in his OG roots. And let's say Conan the Barbarian #30. The last issue all centered around the introduction of this new character that I'm really excited to see try to take on Conan and see what's up.
I want to shout out the Dark Knight Returns #2 facsimile is dropping this week. Make sure, iconic Batman cover from Uncle Frank. Make sure you pick that up if you don't have it already.
I hear everyone loves that book. No criticism whatsoever. Everyone loves that book.
You talked about so many other ones that I've been digging, man. I have been liking this Capes relaunch that they're doing. I don't know. I kind of dig that book. I don't know if you read it yet.
No, is it Invincible? Is it in the Invincible universe?
Kind of, I think. Yeah, but you don't need to be hip with that to know what's going down. I don't know. I think they had 2 or 3 issues back in the day, and now they're taking it further. But I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah, I like it. Universal Monsters Fan of the Opera #2. #1 was okay, but I'm gonna stick around and see what happens with #2. Still interested to see that gorgeous artwork from Simmons. Void Rivals. My lost love. I need to reconnect. Iron Man #3. I'm still excited to see what's going on in that series. Fantastic Four #9. I think those are 2 really solid Marvel series. Speaking of Marvel, I'm excited for the DC crossover. I've heard good things about the Superman Spider-Man joint, dude.
Oh, okay.
It has really solid reviews on League of Comic Geek. So, and yeah, of course, Absolute Universe, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, especially since we're getting a delay with 11 and 12 that got announced, I think, today or yesterday. So gonna enjoy this one while we have it. Absolutely epic cover right there from Javier. But man, I think
sure.
I think that'll do it. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Thank you everyone for joining us and allowing us to honor Sam, and you guys honoring Sam too while hanging out with us. That's super awesome. What a great dude. What a great career to be able to look back on here. We're definitely you know, we took a hit without a shadow of a doubt here. But as far as us, you can make sure that you catch both of us tomorrow over at Pop Culture Philosophers for the monthly comic book review show. And I got a video that's dropping, actually has dropped on my channel already here, going over the first 16 issues of Power Fantasy. It's available for members right now, but drops to the public tomorrow. So keep those eyes open, keep those notifications on. A lot of effort went into it, and I think it's pretty good.
Fuck yeah, it is, dude. Go check that out, man. Great video, great content about a great book. Yeah, hell yeah. You put your foot off in that thing, bro. Can't wait for people to see it. It's going to be awesome. So check it out. Yeah, like you said, appreciate y'all for joining us for the celebration of Sam Kieth. One of the truly original artists that we had in this comic book game, and a guy whose impact will not be forgotten and will continue to extend outward. So thank you for everything, Sam. Especially as kids, man. You were just so big for us. We love you, man. You will not be forgotten. We'll leave y'all with this video on the way out.